came to me with fractures, hairline cracks upon your soul, from words that hit like hammers, from a world that took its toll on your gentle spirit. You held your pieces tight and shaking hands, afraid they scatter further across the unforgiving sands. I didn't bring a sermon, didn't bring a magic spell. I just opened up my palms, a story I could tell. With silence I said, let me see, not to fix, but to hold space, to meet your brokenness with a steady loving grace. With my hands, not a doctor's touch, clinical and cold, but a healing touch, story to be told. Through the skin my fingers trace the borders of the pain, not to erase the map, but to say I see the rain, yeah, that fell here. This healing touch is just a channel, just a stream, for a love that's bigger than this, for a restorative dream. This is a healing touch, a language without sound, where peace on earth is in my palms, and slowly it is found. In you I lay my hands upon the places words can't reach, the ancient silent frightened parts my love and hands can teach. To breathe again, it's not a cure, it's a communion, deep and slow, a transfer of the knowing that you don't have to go through this alone. My healing touch says I am here, solid and true. There's something in your spirit, something broken starts to renew. It's gentle like this healing touch is love made tangible and kind, yeah. I feel the tension melting like ice beneath the sun, yeah. The armor you constructed, bolt by weary bow, comes undone, yeah. Under this simple pressure, yeah, a sigh escapes you, long and deep, the kind that means a visual, yeah, that your heart no longer has to keep. My healing touch is listening with every fingertip, hearing the sorrows echo, feeling the emotional slip into release. It's an energy occurring soft and clear, a healing touch that dissipates the oldest, coldest fear, that you are untouchable. In your pain, you are not. My touch is the proof that we are creatures made for contact, for this sacred skin deep prayer. The healing touch reminds us that we're meant to love and care, in the most basic way. This is a healing touch, a language without sound, where peace on earth is in my palm, and slowly it is found. In you I lay my hands upon the places words can't reach, the ancient silent frightened parts my loving hands can't teach. To breathe again, it's not a cure, it's a communion, deep and slow, a transfer of the knowing that you don't have to go through this alone. My healing touch says I am here, solid and true. There's something in your spirit, something broken starts to renew. It's gentle like this healing touch is love made tangible and kind. Some wounds are too deep for salves, for bandages of time. They need the medicine of another soul's rhythm, another's rhyme, to sync with the healing touches, that synchronization, emerging of vibrations, a holy quiet sensation. This says, your frequency matters, let me tune to you. That's the healing touch, it's old and it is new, and it is real. Ooh. And it is real. Right here. my healing. Your peace. My hand.
My skin has a memory, a precise detail map of where your hands used to travel, where they settle, where they tap. A gentle rhythm on my spine. Now in the dark I lie still, and my body reenacts it against my own weak will. I feel the ghost of your caress on the curve of my shoulder, a phantom touch that's somehow older and somehow even bolder now that it's gone. This absent caress is the cruelest kind of touch. It's the echo of a warmth I needed oh so much, teasing my nerve endings. I reach across the sheets to where your body used to be, and grasp it cold, empty linen, a stark geography of lost. The absent caress is an ache, a physical prayer for pressure that just isn't there and may never be again. This is the absent caress, a feeling made of air, the imprint of your fingertips still lingering there, on my hip, on my neck, on the small of my back. A haunting, loving, devastating, emotional attack of memory. I close my eyes and try to feel the weight of a hand that's now a stranger, sealed behind some distant gate. The absent caress is a void with a perfect remembered shape. It's the love I can't escape, even as I try to drape. New reality's over it, it's the touch I miss the most, yeah. Sometimes a breeze will brush my arm, and for a shattered hopeful second my heart lurches, thinking the universe is beckoning you back, but it's just the air, indifferent and cool, a mocking substitute, a broken empty tool. The absent caress teaches me anatomy in reverse, showing me every place I'm hollow, every silent it can burst. In the home of my body I am a landscape defined by the touch that's left behind. I am the negative space. I give anything for the real, flawed human press, not this perfect, painful, endless absent caress that tortures me with its perfection, with its used to be. This is the absent caress, this is the absent caress, a feeling made of air, the imprint of your fingertips still lingering there, on my hip, on my neck, on the small of my back. A haunting, loving, devastating, emotional attack of memory. I close my eyes and try to feel the weight of a hand that's now a stranger, sealed behind some distant gate. The absent caress is a void with a perfect remembered shape. It's the love I can't escape, even as I try to drape. New reality's over it, it's the touch I miss the most, yeah. Maybe love doesn't leave the body when the lover goes away. Maybe it rewires the nerves to forever sense the play of their presence in their absence. The absent caress is a scar, a testament to how exquisite, how near, how far you once were to me. It's the fossil of a feeling pressed in stone, in the bedrock of my bones, where I am now alone with its perfect impression. I feel you, not here, but here, in the absent caress. The ghost in my flesh,
We orbit in the daylight, in a sanctioned normal space, with careful conversation and a respectable chase pace. We laugh with all the others, we play our assigned part, but electricity is arcing from my body to your heart. And back I see you watching when you think I'm turned away. A look that's not for public, that has too much to say. My skin is hyper aware of every inch of air between where your forbidden touch is already in my dream. Then it's a lie. Then a moment happens, a crowded room, a passing brush, your hand on my lower back, a casual, slow, shocking rush. Your fingers grazing as I pass a drink, a touch that lasts a second too long. The forbidden touch is silent, but it's definitely strong. It's a promise, it's a promise, it's a promise. This is the forbidden touch, a spark in the grave. It says everything we can in the light of day. It's the briefest press of skin that feels like a brain, a secret heart and treacherous unclaimed piece of land. It's a touch that knows it, crossing every single line we drawn. A touch that feels like coming home and yet so very wrong. Forbidden touch, you are the thrill and you are the threat. The one thing I can't have and the one thing I can't forget on my skin. You're the taste of a fruit we've sworn not to eat. We pull away so quickly they pretend it didn't scorch. Resume our polite dialogue, but we are on a porch, overlooking chaos. The forbidden touches lit a fuse, and now I'm calculating every move I make the rules. I must maintain, but in my mind I'll replay it in slow. Detail the way the heat, the devastating subtle glow. They left behind a forbidden touch is a covenant of one, a map to a territory where we both dare to flaunt the rules just for a second. It's a ticket, this danger, this silence screaming truth. The forbidden touch doesn't care for age or youth, for right or wrong, it just is a magnetic pulling force that makes a mockery of our remorse. This is the forbidden touch, a spark in the grey. It says everything we can in the light of day. It's the briefest press of skin that feels like a brain, a secret heart and treacherous unclaimed piece of land. It's a touch that knows it's crossing every single line we drawn. A touch that feels like coming home and yet so very wrong. Forbidden touch, you are the thrill and you are the threat. The one thing I can't have and the one thing I can't forget on my skin. You're the taste of a fruit we've sworn not to eat. What lines exist to cross them, what rules exist to break. The forbidden touch is the decision that we make to acknowledge the fire it might consume us, turn to ash. This careful life we built in a single, sure it might be the making of us. The forbidden touch is the door, and my hand is on the knob, and I want it more than I want safety. I felt it. You felt it. The forbidden touch. Now what? Now what?
I'll be hitting now. I'll be hitting now.
Now what? Now what? They talk of heart and mind, spirit and of soul, but the truest truth I know lives in this fleshy, fragile hole called skin. This is the frontier, the border where I meet the world, where pleasure is unfurled, and where hot tears are pearl. My skin that feels is my first language, my most ancient sense. It doesn't need pretense or intellectual defense. It just knows the difference between sun and shade, between a love and grace and a careless play. It tells a story, goosebumps from a breeze, the flush of a shame or desire, the electric shock of a glance that feels like fire, the comfort of warm flannel, the sting of a winter slap. My skin that feels is the receiver, it's the emotional map of my existence. I am not a brain inside a jar, I am this feeling, sensing, beautiful, responsive, living star, made of skin. I am skin that feels, a canvas of sensation, a living, breathing, waking, glory celebration. I touch every pore, a mouth, every nerve, a tongue, tasting the universe since the day I was young. Skin that feels joy as a wand, a radiant glow. Skin that feels grief as a chilling, hollow snow. Skin that feels love as a pressure, tender and deep. Skin that feels loneliness as a chill I cannot sweep away. I am skin that feels, that is my primary art, my responsive, vulnerable, magnificent, beating heart. On the outside, I remember the carpet scratch on my childhood knees, the first time your hand held mine brought me to my ease. The scratch of a wool tag, the silk of your hair in the dark. My skin that feels is a scribe, leaving its indelible mark on my memory. It's my connection to everything that's real, the rough bark of a tree, the smooth arc of a wheel. I wanna feel it all, the good, the bad, the sharp, the sweet, to be this alive. From my head down to my feet in this skin. Don't numb me out, don't ask me to feel less. This skin that feels is the source of all my blessings and cursed awareness. I'd rather ache from feeling than be safe and dull. My skin is not a wall, it is a page that's wonderfully full of life's inscription. I am skin that feels, a canvas of sensation, a living, breathing, waking, glorious celebration. Touch every pore, a mouth, every nerve, a tongue, tasting the universe since the day I was young. Skin that feels joy as a warm, a radiant glow. Skin that feels grief as a chilling, hollow snow. Skin that feels love as a pressure, tender and deep. Skin that feels loneliness as a chill I cannot sweep away. I am skin that feels, that is my primary art, my responsive, vulnerable, magnificent, beating heart. On the outside, let me feel the rain, let me feel the sun's harsh beat. Let me feel the sand, let me feel the city street. Let me feel your anger, let me feel your sweet embrace. My skin that feels is the only way I know my place. In this world, to be embodied is a sacred wild gift. To feel the cosmic drift right here in this epidermis, I'm alive because I feel My screen glows with your face, a pixelated midnight sun. A million miles of fiber optics, and yet you are the one. I reach for my finger, traces the line of your jaw on the glass. A futile, tender motion, hoping the feeling might pass. Through the screen I blow a kiss, it dissolves into the LED light. I long for the physics of your shoulder, the realness of your night. Beside me this virtual affection is a language we've devised, of heart emojis sent too often, of lovingly analyzed. Pauses in your texts, love on a data plan, a subscription to your voice. A beautiful, frustrating, necessary digital choice. We make it work, we schedule intimacy, we date in little squares. We share our windowsills, our meals, our quiet eating press. Till the modem guys, but all they ache for, wait for sent for real space heat. This virtual affection is both bitter and so sweet. It's the touch we can imagine, but never quite fulfill. This is our virtual affection, a love that lives in there, in signals sent through satellites, and devoted online care. I memorize the pixel patterns of your smile, your tired eyes. I hang on every laggy word, on every synthesize. I love you through the speaker, it's a touch through a cold pain, a yearning that the bandwidth can't contain. Our virtual affection is a bridge across a lonely sea, but baby, sometimes this bridge is shaking under me. I need a solid ground of you, not your image, not your sound. The virtual affection is beautiful, but I need to be unplugged and found in your arms, in your arms. We fall asleep on calls, the sound of your breath, my lullaby. A shared invisible bed beneath a digital sky. It's romantic in a tragic 21st century way, to be so intimately connected and yet so far away. This virtual affection requires a new kind of faith, trusting that this distance is just a temporary, not a permanent state. I save your photos, I replay your voice notes. These are the treasures, the life saving remote boats in this ocean of separation. We count the sleeps, we mark the calendar with desperate hopefuls as, knowing that this virtual affection will be put to the test when we're finally real. Will the chemistry translate from cloud to skin? This virtual affection is the risk we're living in. This is our virtual affection, a love that lives in there, in signals sent through satellites, and devoted online care. I memorize the pixel patterns of your smile, your tired eyes. I hang on every laggy word, on every synthesize. I love you through the speaker, it's a touch through a cold pain, a yearning that the bandwidth can't contain. Our virtual affection is a bridge across a lonely sea, but baby, sometimes this bridge is shaking under me. I need the solid ground of you, not your image, not your sound. The virtual affection is beautiful, but I need to be unplugged and found in your arms, in your arms. Maybe this is the purest love, but mind to mind, soul to soul, before the complications of the physical take their toll. Maybe virtual affection is a fuchsia, clean and bright, but tonight it just feels like a very beautiful, very lonely light on my face. Call ended. Good night, my love. In the virtual world and the real one soon. In your arms. There's a continent in the way of my hand finding yours. Oceans of time and unopened impersonal door. I send my touch by thought on a carrier wave of a wish. Across the time zones, over the dinner, you just ate the dish. You clean alone, it's a distant touch, a phantom limb of love, aiming for a target I can't see, a silhouette of a dove. Against a foreign sky, I imagine my fingers in your hair. But the reality is just a static in the air between our phone. This distant touch has no temperature, no weight, no grain. It's a theory of a sensation, a ghost of a refrain of a song we used to play skin to skin. It's a love letter with no paper, sent to a maybe not there recipient, something better than nothing but back. This is a distant touch, a connection stretched so thin. It's almost theoretical, a battle we can't win. Against geography, I touch the map where I know you are. I trace the city's outline beneath the cold, I'm feeling stars. My touch is just intention, a focused, lonely beam, trying to cross the chasm of a waking, painful dream. A distant touch is an ache with no location or sting. Without a source, it's the love I desperately wanna bring to your skin. But I can't, so it lives here in my mind. A distant touch forever cruelly behind, a pane of glass and miles of silence. Yeah, I feel you in my dreams, and for those unconscious hours, my distant touch becomes a power in a world that's only ours. But I wake with empty hands, and the space beside me screams of the distant touch that haunts my days and infiltrates my dreams. You're a satellite I track, a blip on my heart's radar screen. A distant touch is all that this cruel space will let us glean. From each other I trade every beautiful scenic view for the simple close-up, boring touch of you. Just once we talk of future reunions, a day circled in red. But the present is this distant touch, this feeling of dread. That time is stealing something money can't buy back. This is a distant touch, a connection stretched so thin. It's almost theoretical, a battle we can't win. Against geography, I touch the map where I know you are. I trace the city's outline beneath the cold, I'm feeling stars. My touch is just intention, a focused, lonely beam, trying to cross the chasm of a waking, painful dream. A distant touch is an ache with no location, a sting. Without a source, it's the love I desperately wanna bring to your skin. But I can't, so it lives here in my mind. A distant touch forever cruelly behind, a pane of glass and miles of silence. Maybe love isn't a touch at all, maybe it's this pull, this gravitational force, beautiful and dull. With longing, maybe the distant touch is the truest test. To love the essence, not the body, to want the soul, not the rest. But God, I miss the rest, I miss the stupid, simple near. The distant touch is love. Through a telescope I wanna hear. I'm touching you from here. Can you feel it? My distant touch.
I woke up reaching for you, a habit caught in bone. But my hands close on nothing, on the cold sheet, all alone. They hung in the air for a moment, stupid, useless things. Remembering the way they held the joy your presence brings. Brought now, my hands are empty, they don't know what to do. That train to hold your coffee cup, to trace the line of you. In the morning light, now they just hang at my sides like dead weight. Or they clench your fists against a stupid cruel fate. They're lost, I wash them over and over, as if I could scrub away the memory map of your skin from every single day of our life. But the emptiness isn't dirt, it's a shape, a mold, a perfect negative of everything once held. These empty hands are a monument to what is gone. These are my empty hands with nothing left to hold, just a phantom limb of love, a story getting old and cold. They remember the softness of your hair at dawn, the solid welcome weight of you now, cruelly withdrawn. My empty hands turn over in the air, a silent plea for something, anything to fill this vacancy. You left behind but nothing fits, no object, no new friend can occupy the space that was designed for you, my end. And my beginning, these empty hands are my grief, made visible and plain, aching with the memory of a touch they can't regain. I see couples holding hands on the street, a simple casual grace. In my empty hands cramping my pockets, a tight enclosed space. I used to think that was us, an ordinary easy sight. Now I know it's a miracle, a blazing brilliant light. In the dark my empty hands are teachers of a brutal love and law. That touch is a gift, not a given that I never truly saw. How full they were until they were empty. These hands are now historians, documenting the loss of your contours, your pressures. They are archives of absence. I try to keep them busy, to dull the hollow ache, with chores, with typing, with the relentless lonely mate. Believe, project, but in the stillness when the work is done, my empty hands return to their morning in the setting sun. They have no purpose. These are my empty hands with nothing left to hold, just a phantom limb of love, a story getting old and cold. They remember the softness of your hair at dawn, the solid welcome weight of you now, cruelly withdrawn. My empty hands turn over in the air, a silent plea for something, anything to fill this vacancy. You left behind but nothing fits, no object, no new friend can occupy the space that was designed for you, my end. In my beginning, these empty hands are my grief, made visible and plain, aching with the memory of a touch they can't regain. Maybe one day these hands will learn a new geography. Maybe they'll hold a book or tool, a different kind of key. But they will always in their muscle memory, in their very selves, remember the cathedral they once were, where a beloved dwelled. These empty hands are not a curse, they are a testament to a love so real its absence leaves a permanent indent. I would rather have these empty hands than hands that never knew the fullness of holding you. of my loss.
I found it in a dream last night, or in the center rain. A sudden vivid replay of a touch I can't regain. It wasn't a grand passion, not a scene from a dramatic play. Just a simple lost caress from an ordinary day. Your thumb stroking my knuckle while we drove, not saying a word. Oh, your hand on the small of my back, the feeling so absurd. In its simplicity, but it's gone. That specific, tender, casual press is now a lost caress, a source of quiet distress, because I can't get it back. I have the big memories, the fights, the trips, the vows, yeah. But it's these lost caresses that haunt me now. The way you fix my collar with a focused, gentle hand, a touch that said I've got you in a language I understood. Lost, all lost, not to tragedy, but to the ocean of us. These lost caresses are the quiet, painful fuss my heart makes now. They're the treasures I didn't know I had. This is a lost caress, a relic of a touch, a ghost of a connection that I needed oh so much. It lives in the archives of my skin's memory, a specific, loving, fleeting, human mystery. The brush of your lips on my temple as you pass my chair, the squeeze of my hand in a moment of shared scare. Lost caresses, they were the mortar between the bricks of our days. Now they're just echoes in a confusing loving haze. I trade 1,000 I love yous for one back, just one, to feel that lost caress again beneath the same old sun. But time only moves forward, and the caress is lost behind. I try to replicate it with my own hand on my skin, but it's a hollow imitation of performance with no heart within. A lost caress belongs to two people in a specific vanished time. You can't rebuild a moment, you can't commit the crime of stealing it back from the past. It's just lost, a beautiful, insignificant, profoundly valuable call of a love that ended. I collect these lost caresses like sad, precious stones. They're all I have left of the warmth of the tone of your touch, not the passion, but the care. Maybe in some other universe, that caress is still happening. Maybe in a dimension where our love isn't collapsing. But here it's a lost caress, a sweet aching finished thing. This is a lost caress, a relic of a touch, a ghost of a connection that I needed oh so much. It lives in the archives of my skin's memory, specific, loving, fleeting, human mystery. The brush of your lips of inflated reefs my soul as you pass my trip, the squeeze of my hand in a moment of shared scare. Lost caresses, they were the mortar between the bricks of our day. Now they're just echoes in a confusing loving haze. I trade 1,000 I love yous for one back, just one, to feel that lost caress again beneath the same old sun. But time only moves forward, and the caress was lost behind. Don't let anyone tell you the small touches don't matter. They're the foundation that can't shatter. When it's gone, you don't miss the displays. You missed the lost caresses, the unconscious loving ways. Your body spoke, you missed the grammar of that silent talk. The lost caresses, the heaviest thing on my soul's walk into the future. Love. But remember, a caress in the museum of my mind. The timestamp is burned into my screen, a digital tattoo of the last scene. And in the void, the last contact was mundane. A KO, a thumbs up, a sort of pain. In this neutrality and the drama and the grand end, just a cessation of a digital friendship. I stare at the letters, the pixels, the lack of anything that signals are coming back. The last contact is a border wall in cyberspace beyond which I can't call. A message is a full stop, the period, the final quiet, unangelic, unflurried. Close of the book, I could scroll up for miles through our history, through the laughs and the goals and the love. But it all leads to this, the last contact, the final sealed kiss of communication. The last contact is the artifact I keep in the museum of my love, so deep. In my phone's memory, it's the edge of the known world, beyond it a pledge of silence stretches to infinity. The last contact has a purpose that'll scream goodbye in a crowded room. Can never have its quiet doom. In your pocket is the evidence that everything just ceased. Don't reward, no explanation, just the end of the thread. The last contact is the thing I dread, and cherish is the proof that it was real, and the proof that it's over, the raw deal. Sealed with a send button. I sometimes type a new message below. The last contact, words that will never go anywhere. A paragraph, a plea, a question mark, then I backspace slowly, watching the cursor eating my lonely thought. Because to send it would be to have fought the purpose, and I respect the border. The last contact is a silent order. I'm standing down, don't cross the line. To accept that the signals are no longer mine. To send or receive, it's a digital tombstone with your name on it and mine alone. On the other side, a monument to the fall of a kingdom built on words. After all, the last contact is its epitaph. The last contact is the artifact I keep in the museum of my love, so deep. In my phone's memory, it's the edge of the known world, beyond it a pledge of silence stretches to infinity. The last contact has a purpose that'll scream goodbye in a crowded room. Could never have its a quiet doom. In your pocket is the evidence that everything just ceased. Don't reward, no explanation, just the end of the thread. The last contact is the thing I dread, and cherish is the proof that it was real, and the proof that it's over, the raw deal. Sealed with a send button. One day the app will update, or the phone will break, or I'll switch carriers alone, and the last contact will be lost in the shift of technology. A merciful slow trip into oblivion. The data will decay, and that's okay, the connection at its day. The last contact is just a marker in time, a dot on a graph where the love rhyme. Stop scanning, the meaning was in the flow, not in the final fading digital glow of its cessation. The last contact is now just a memory, a screenshot in the mind's gallery. The border is soft now, the silence is friend. The story has reached its logical end. The proof is not needed, the artifact can rest. I've passed the test of letting go. The last contact was the door, I'm not staring at it. anymore. The last contact is the artifact I keep in the museum of my love, so deep. In my phone's memory is the edge of the known world beyond it, a pledge. A silence stretches to infinity. The last contact has a purpose that I scream goodbye in a crowded room. Could never have it's a quiet doom. In your pocket is the evidence that everything just ceased on reward. No explanation, just the end of the thread. The last contact is the thing I dread, and cherish is the proof that it was real, and the proof that it's over. The raw deal, sealed with a send button. The circuit of us is officially closed. Ooh.